Welcome to my classroom. In this chemical process calculation course, we have been discussing about material balance with chemical reactions. In the previous lecture, we have seen what is the definition of limiting reactant, what is the definition of excess reactant. So what is limiting reactant? When more than one, this definition comes into picture when there are more than one reactant in the system. Let me say A and B, for example, carbon, oxygen. So we have two reactant. In that, carbon will be present and oxygen will be there. And stoichiometrically, they are recorded in the ratio of 1:1. But there are 1 mole of A and 2 moles of B. Even though there are 2 moles of B, there will not be any much reaction because the amount of A is less. So whatever is amount of A present, accordingly only amount of B will be consumed, right? So that means in a group of boys and girls, if there are 5 boys and 10 girls, ideal cases we are talking. If 5 boys are there, 10 girls are there, how many marriages are possible in that case? According to our law, that means one person can marry only one person. So in that case, how many marriages are legally possible? Boys are 5, girls are 10. So even though 10 girls are there, there is no 10 marriage possible legally, right? So because only 5 boys are there, that way for 5 men, even though there are 10 women are present, only 5 will be consumed. That is 5 women only will be married with 5 men. So there are only 5 marriages possible. So here among men and women, who is the limiting factor in the marriage? The number of men present here, because number of men present is less than the number of women present. So that way here the limiting reactant is men. Okay, I am giving a equivalent. Okay, so here the men are limiting reactant and the women are stoichiometrically for 5 men only 5 women are required, but there are 10 women present there. So that means here the excess reactant is women. So that is what happens in case of reactions also. When there is a reactant A and reactant B, 5 kg moles of A is present and 10 kg mole of B is present, but stoichiometrically they are recorded in the ratio of only 1:1. Then here limiting reactant is A and excess reactant is B. Okay, how much percentage excess is there can be determined, because we know stoichiometric requirement is there, actual amount is there. So the difference divided by stoichiometric requirement gives us the percentage excess of the reactant present, right? So that way we should know what is limiting reactant and excess reactant. Okay, so now if you consider simple reaction, no need of considering two reactant here. You have a reactant A. Okay, so there are 10 kg moles of there. Under ideal conditions, what will happen if sufficient oxygen is supplied? So 100% conversion is possible. That is, initially 10 is there, all 10 will be consumed in the reaction, means 100% it is converted. Reactant A is getting converted into product B. So in this case, what happens if the initially 10 kg moles are there and finally 0 kg moles of A is present? In that case, percentage conversion or fractional conversion can be defined, where initial number of moles minus final number of moles divided by initial number of moles of reactant A. So that is our fractional conversion. The same can be expressed in terms of percentage if we multiply the same by 100. For example, initially 10 kg moles are there and finally initially let me say 100 kg moles of A is present, and at the end of the reaction, after sufficient time of the reaction, there is only 10 kg mole is present finally. That means unreacted reactant is 10 kg mole. That is the amount of A present in the product stream. The amount of A present in the inlet or feed stream is 100. The amount of A present in the product stream is 10. Then how much A is consumed in the reaction? 100 minus 10, which is 90 kg moles, right? So that way initial kg moles of reactant A minus final kg moles of A in the product stream is the difference. This difference gives us the amount of reactant A consumed in the reaction. Denominator, what is the denominator here? It is the amount of A entering the system in the inlet, right? So we can, simple words you can say, initial concentration of A in the feed stream or final concentration of A in the product stream divided by initial concentration of A in the feed stream gives us the what is the percentage conversion, means fractional conversion. If it is percentage conversion, we have to just multiply by it by 100. Someone was asking, I couldn't understand the difference between conversion and yield, that's why I have took time to explain it again. And here we have to define few more terms like yield and selectivity. This yield and selectivity comes into picture when the reactant is converted into it's involving in more than one reaction. Okay, when the reactant is involving in side parallel reactions or series reactions, how much so here what is happening is there are more than one product being formed. Okay, a what we expect is a we should become R, but what happens here is a may parallelly get reacted to form S, a may get reacted to form T. So there are three products formed here, let me say R, S and T, but our desired product is R. I am making the plant because I am sending in 1000 kg moles of A. I ideally expect a situation I get 1000. If it is 1:1 ratio, let us simple case assume 1:1 ratio of reactant versus product, A giving R, A giving S, A giving T. Ideally what I put investment of 1000 kg moles of reactant to expect 1000 kg moles of product R. But what happens actual case is only out of 1000 kg moles there is possibility that only 600 kg mole became R, the remaining 300 kg mole became S, and remaining 100 kg mole became T. Okay, so this is like you can give an example of there are 100 chemical engineers have graduated from NIT. So somebody would ideally want all 100 should get into chemical engineering profession, but it may not happen. Some 20% may go into politics, 10% may get into movies, right, acting profession, modeling and acting profession, right. So some may have to start their become entrepreneurs with a different business or family business. So that way here comes the definition of what is yield and selectivity. Then when there are more than one product being formed, when there is more than one reaction taking place, there we will be defining this yield and selectivity, because yield comes into picture when we have more than one product where only one is the desired product. So we are sending in 100 kg moles into 1000 kg moles into the system. As I said, only 600 kg mole is the desired product formed. Then my yield is the desired product formed by total kg moles of reactant entered. Okay, so we can say moles of reactant getting converted into desired product divided by moles of reactant that is entering the system or sent as the feed. So here we get yield. So out of 1000, 600 become desired product, remaining 400 become undesired product. My yield definition is 600 divided by reactant. 600 is desired product, 1000 is the feed. So I get 600 by 1000. What is that? 600 by 1000. So we get 6 by 10, or you can say 0.6 is the yield per fractional yield. I can express it in conversion yield percentage, multiply by 100, we get 60% is the yield. Now there is another term called selectivity is defined. Selectivity also defined only in this case more than one reaction and more products are formed. Here desired product is 600 and we have undesired products is 400. So selectivity is moles of desired product formed by moles of undesired products formed. So we can say 600 divided by 400, 6 by 4, whatever is the value is the selectivity. So I hope now you are clear about these definitions. And what is the somebody was asking me what is I couldn't understand between conversion and selectivity. Now I hope it is clear now. Conversion is with respect to one reactant. When there is only one reaction taking place, we can simply say conversion of any reactant can be defined. Okay, conversion for the limiting reactant we can define, conversion for excess reactant also we can define, because with respect to A what is the conversion is different, with respect to B what is the conversion is different. But when they are present in stoichiometric ratio, then only there is no limiting or excess reactant. In that case conversion refers to both reactants, because conversion is going to be the same for reactant A as well as reactant B. Okay, so that way conversion is concerned about the rate of disappearance of the reactants only, whereas selectivity focuses on the product form, particularly the desired products, undesired products form. So when you have multiple reactions and more than one products are formed, there we are defining this term called selectivity. It is that amount of desired product formed by amount of undesired product formed. Okay, you can say kg moles of desired product formed by kg moles of undesired product formed. Okay, so and with respect to recycled streams, we have to define term called single pass conversion and overall conversion, which I have explained in the previous lecture. You can go through it again. So here I will simply revise. Single pass conversion is about what happens around the main reactor. So we have a chemical reactor, inlet to the reactor, outlet to the reactor. If you focus in this particular portion, in a reactor, what happens in the reactor? We have an inlet stream, reactant stream, we have a product stream. So with respect to this, if you are defining the conversion, it is called single pass conversion. So that is what is entering into the reactor, what is leaving the reactor. With respect to that, if you define the conversion, it is called single pass conversion. So the single pass conversion is about what happens in the reactor. That is based on what enters the reactor and what leaves the reactor. That's it. But whereas overall conversion refers to, we have a fresh feed, we have a recycle stream, both of them are mixed together and a mixed feed is entering the reactor, and the product stream leaving is separated out and then into a recycle stream and a product stream. So that way you have a fresh, if you consider all of them as a total unit, only we have overall input and overall output are a fresh feed and a product, that is you can say net product that is leaving the system. So with respect to these two, if you define the conversion, that is overall conversion. So overall conversion is about what enters the system and what leaves the system in overall. So we can say overall conversion is about what enters and leaves the overall system, that is fresh stream and net product stream, not about what is entering the reactor, what is leaving the reactor. Okay, so that difference we should clearly know. Okay, and we have defined what is recycle stream. When a part of the product stream leaving the mixed product stream that is leaving the reactor is sent to a splitter, and the product versus some portion is recycled. Why we should do recycling? By passing the reactant molecule through the process several times, the chances of it to get reacted is allowed. Okay, it's like a student could not pass the course and we may send him again to the second year course, and we are increasing the probability of him getting educated, right? So that way here the reactant is recycled so that it is given another chance to get reacted. Okay, so that way being done in recycle stream, that may help us to improve the conversion percentage. Single pass conversion can be improved, or the heat available with it can be used, right? So there are various reasons for which we can use these recycle streams. And there are some cases we have, as I said, recycle stream is from the product stream something is sent back to the feed to the reactor. Whereas bypass is in a unit, some stream is bypassed without sending it to the reactor. Okay, that is done to control some of the reaction. So there is possibility of bypassing is also there. Okay, so bypass streams are useful. For example, it will help us to decrease the extent of reaction, because if it is highly exothermic reactions, we cannot control over, we don't have the control over the reaction. In such cases, this bypass stream is used. And I have told you about purge stream. What is purge stream? When the feed contains inert, this purge stream comes into picture only when the feed is containing some inerts or unwanted materials in it. Okay, inert refers to the other than whatever is not taking part in the reaction, we can call it as inert. Let me say we have a mixture of methane, ethane and some other compound C. In that case, A and B only will take part in the reaction, but the component C will not take part in the reaction. In that case, we can refer this C as the inert. Okay, so when the fresh feed contains inert, since we are large portion of the stream, the product stream is being recycled, what happens is, as the fresh feed is containing inerts, the amount of inert present in the recycle stream, that is within the reactor plus the recycle stream, will keep on increasing. The moment the inert content in the stream entering and leaving the reactor is increasing, the single pass conversion will keep decreasing with the time. So the single pass conversion will decrease with the time. So that's why the reason from the recycle stream, when the feed is containing, remember when the feed contains inerts, then in that case only from the recycle stream a portion is being released into the purged out. Okay, that's a portion which is separated out of the recycle stream is called a purge stream. Okay, so this is what important. These are the definitions we should know before proceeding further. Okay, and I will give you some few important tips. This will help us to solve the problem quickly. Okay, but if these tips should be coming, because this is a logical way to proceed with the problem. That's why these tips are very important. The amount of present in the feed. Remember, when I am talking about when the feed contains inerts, let me say the feed contains inerts, the amount of feed present in the amount of inerts present in the fresh feed will be equal to, remember, whenever there is a inert is present in the fresh feed, there will be purge stream. Okay, so that way the amount of inert present in the fresh feed entering the system will be equal to the amount of inerts present in the purge stream plus amount of inerts present in the product stream. There are two: overall input, overall output. You see, overall input is fresh feed only. It contains, let me say, 20 kg moles of inert. So obviously, in the continuous overall output are only product stream plus purge stream. So this feed contains 20 kg moles of inert, mean either that 20 should be present in the product stream or in purge stream. So this summation of inerts present in the purge stream and the product stream is equal to the amount of inert present in the fresh stream. This is tips number 1. This is very important because this is where you start solving the problem. Okay, and this tip is about when there are more, when there is the, when you have a reactant, when you have reactant number of moles, you have reactant products number of moles. Let me say A plus B plus C. What is the amount of reactants here? Mole ratio. 3 reactants are there, 1 kg mole each. A plus B plus C. You have totally 3 kg moles in the reactant. I have a product which is 3P or 3R. Okay, so there is a reactant, number of reactants in the stoichiometric is 3 kg moles, and in the products also 3 kg moles. In that cases, when I refer it to as when number of moles of reactant is equal to number of moles of products in the reaction, then fresh feed rate is equal to product rate plus purge rate. Remember this formula, this just like how mass balance we write, no, input, overall input equal to overall output. That's what that is applicable when the number of moles of the reactant is equal to number of moles of product. There is no change in number of moles in the reactant and the product. In that case, this formula is applicable, that overall feed rate, that is fresh feed, F is equal to net product rate, let me say P, and net purging rate, what is P. So you can say F equal to P plus R, F equal to P plus R when the number of moles in the reactor, we are referring to the chemical reaction that is taking place in the reactor. Okay, so the total number of moles of the reactant is equal to total number of moles of the product. In that case, this formula is applicable, that is fresh feed is equal to product stream plus purge stream. Fresh, that is fresh feed flow rate is equal to net product flow rate plus net purging rate, purge flow rate. Okay, so this formula is applicable when the number of moles in the reactant is equal to number of moles in the product. Understood? Now another thing, when the feed contains more than one reactant, that is multiple reactants are there, A plus B, when there is more than one reactant, we can say feed contains more than one reactant. Okay, so when the feed contains more than one reactant, that is multiple reactants are present, and it is given that in the we have to refer carefully the fresh feed composition. We have to refer to chemical reaction. In chemical reaction, they are present in, say, for example, 1:2 ratio. If we say A plus 2B gives products. In this reaction, we refer to 1:2 ratio is a stoichiometric ratio. And the fresh feed contains the same ratio. So I can say if the fresh feed contains the reactants in stoichiometric ratio or fixed ratio, then the purge stream also will contain the A and B in same ratio. The purge stream also will contain the unreacted A and B in the reaction. So if in the fresh feed containing entering the system has A and B reactants in a fixed ratio, let me say 1:2 ratio or 2:4, 1:4 ratio, whatever. So they say if they are, that is similar to the stoichiometric ratio. So when reactants are present in stoichiometric ratio, the product stream that is leaving the mixed reactor, that is only being separated out into recycle stream, product stream and purge stream. So all the stream will have this unreacted A and B present in the same ratio. Okay, when the fresh feed contains A and B reactants in a fixed ratio or a stoichiometric ratio, then all the streams, that is the stream leaving the mixed reactor, the product stream, the recycle stream and the purge stream, all these streams will have same same ratio of A and B present in that composition, in its composition. Okay, so that I repeat, if reactants A and B are in stoichiometric ratio, purge stream, recycle stream, net product stream will contain A and B in the same ratio. It means both are not limiting reactant, right? Obviously, when A and B are presenting in stoichiometric ratio, A and B are not, none of them is limiting reactant. Therefore, conversion can be divided with respect to any reactant, which I have already explained. Okay. When we have a system, that is unit processes, which is involving a chemical reaction, we have solved a few numericals without recycle stream. Now, to improve the productivity or conversion, single pass conversion, a certain portion of the product stream that is coming out, gross product that is coming out of the reactor, can be recycled back to the system. So in this cases, how to solve the problem? So in that cases, it doesn't become a single unit. Okay, it becomes a multiple units with chemical reaction, because we have a mixer where the fresh feed and the recycle stream is mixed. So we have a unit called mixer. It is a unit operation, and we have a reactor, which is a unit process. Then after the product, whatever gross product that is coming out, net product is taken out and a portion is separated out into recycle stream. So again, it is a unit operation where separation, the splitting only takes place. Remember, the composition will not change if it is simply acts as a splitter. Stream is flow rate is there. It's like a pipe, through a pipe, big diameter pipe, flow is there. It is divided into two flows, right? In fluid mechanics, you are doing the problem, right? As per continuity equation, A1 V1 equal to A2 V2 plus A3 V3. If one is big pipe, 2 and 3 are small pipes, right? Such numericals you might have carried out in fluid FPM course. Now, similar to that, this separator acts like that only. In a splitter, a portion of stream is recycled back. May say majority, it will be mostly 80% is recycled back. The remaining 20% is taken, withdrawn as the net product stream. So there are two products when there is recycle. Gross product is the one that is leaving the reactor, and net product is the amount withdrawn as the final product. And we have a recycle stream, and we have a mixer where fresh feed and this recycle stream is mixed together. So we have a gross inlet, or you can say gross feed or mixed feed, where the fresh feed and the recycle stream is mixed. So fresh feed will contain, there are two reactant A and B. So there will be certain quantity of A and B in feed, fresh feed, and in the recycle stream also there is a certain quantity of A and B reactant as well as the product formed. So overall, the mixed feed will have a composition which is a mixed feed stream from fresh feed and recycle stream. Therefore, the composition of the mixed feed will contain all the things. A, double the amount of A in fresh feed plus amount of A in recycle stream is equal to amount of A in the mixed feed. That may be useful for us to solve the problem. Similarly, amount of B in the fresh feed plus amount of B in the recycle stream is equal to amount of B in the mixed stream. And whatever is the amount of C that is present in the recycle stream, that will also be present in the mixed feed. Therefore, the mixed feed will also contain reactant as well as product, and also the inert that is present in the feed as well as recycle stream. So a mixed feed of the reactor will contain all these unreacted A, B reactants, product and inerts. So that way mixed feed will have all this content. Okay, the gross product that is leaving the reactor will have this product formed. Let me say C is the product form. We will have C, that unreacted A and B, and inerts. All this will be present. Net product, depending upon the separating unit. The separating unit only splits it. In that case, the net product that is withdrawn also will contain all the composition similar to that of the gross product that is coming out of the reactor. So we should know that near this point where this splitter, after the reactor, the composition of A, B, the composition of the gross product will be same as that of gross product in the recycle, gross product the composition in the recycle stream and the composition in the purge stream. The composition in the recycle stream, purge stream will be equal to composition in the gross product that is coming out of the reactor. This point also we should remember. That is also useful to solve the problem. That is also important tip. Okay, so what about the product? Mostly the product also will have the same composition as that of the gross product that is coming out of the reactor. Net product composition is equal to gross product composition when the separator acts only as a splitter. But there is some cases it may be given that separator is actually isolating the product, and like that, in that case the product C can be pure. In that case only the composition will be different from the things. Okay, so how to solve such problems is, first we have to draw a block diagram with the given data. Whatever data is there, we should make a complete block diagram representing all the given data given, and also whatever we can evaluate from our logically we can derive, that also can be written. And we have to choose a basis. Sir, the same doubt I have already also clarified when we are doing the multiple unit problem. Where to choose the basis, sir? Right? We have to choose a basis where degrees of freedom is 0, or we can say that we have to choose a basis we have maximum data available. There are 4 units present. For 1 unit it is given the product stream is containing this is the flow rate of the product stream, this is the composition. Then that is where we have to start the problem. That way we have to choose a basis where maximum data is available for it. Okay, like flow rate and composition. And next thing what we have to do, we have to after drawing the block diagram, we have to think and identify what are the constituents it is, what is the composition. We don't need value, but at least we should identify whether the reactant A, B, inert products are present in this stream or not. In this stream will it be present or not, like that. First tell that it is present. Later we can quantify it, how much A is there, how much B is there, how much inert is there, how much product is there. But first we have to write down for each stream what are the constituents. Like that, once you identify it, then you can calculate the amount of components in the reactor inlet mixed stream. So if it is single pass conversion is given, what we have to do is, what is the mixed stream composition we should determine. Okay, then we should find the composition of the recycle stream, knowing that the product stream will have the same composition as that of recycle stream and purge stream. Okay, so if fresh feed and mixed feed amounts are given, this is the fresh feed composition, this is the mixed feed composition, then we should apply the material balance across the mixer. So over this mixing point we have to apply the material balance to find out what is the mixed feed. Okay, that is the combined feed or gross feed that is entering the reactor. So that way we can, following this procedure, we can solve this problem. Okay, now I will explain you how to draw this how to draw the block diagram and solve this problem. Okay, I have explained you how to proceed with solving the numericals, right? First we will draw a block diagram with the given data. We will choose a basis where maximum data is available. We will identify the components present in each stream. We will calculate the amount of components in the reactor inlet if the single pass conversion is given. We will find the composition of the recycle stream, and if fresh feed and mixed feed are given known, we have to apply the material balance over the mixed point to get the composition of, or the amount of recycle stream and its composition. The fresh feed is equal to, the amount of fresh feed is equal to, let me say, net product, right? Net product is N. Net product stream plus purge stream. Okay, just if it is a continuous system, overall what is happening is the amount of the, let me say this is 1000 kg moles, then if it can be 800 plus 200. So this should match, this balance should match. And if there is purging stream is 0, then P equal to 0. Okay, we can say F equal to N plus P is the first equation. But if P is 0, then in that case simply F equal to N. Okay, and fresh feed is equal to net product. So in that case, there is, when purging is not there, what is the meaning? Then we have only the recycle stream. So F and N. So we get the M and gross product, and this is recycle stream. So we have F is fresh feed, M is mixed feed, G is gross product, that is the stream that is leaving the reactor. Gross product, N is net product, and R is recycled stream. Okay, so we have F, M, G, N and R. So in this overall balance should be fresh feed is equal to N plus P. This is applicable when number of moles are not changing, that is the number of moles of reactant equal to number of moles of product. So this is applicable when number of moles of reactant equal to number of moles of product. Means this you can start using once if it is number of moles of the reactant is number of moles of reactant. Let me say A plus B plus C equal to 3C, that is 3 is to C, 3. They are available. Reactant and products are, there is no changing total number of moles. Okay, that is one thing we have told you. And second thing I told is, if there is purging stream, inert is present in the system. If there are inerts present in the system, then let me say let Xi is the mole fraction of inert present in the feed. XIF is the mole fraction of inerts present in the feed. Okay, then in the purge stream, the mole fraction of inerts in the purge stream will be same. So we can say that XIF into F is equal to XIP into P. Okay, so that is when inerts are present in the feed stream and we have a purge stream, then this will be equal. That is the amount of inert entering into the system at any time is equal to amount of inert leaving as the purge stream. Okay, so that is the another point. Then what is the other point I told you? If the fresh feed involves more than one reactant and if they are present in, for example, let me say A plus B giving product. Okay, they are present in ratio 1:1. Okay, so in the fresh feed, if A and B are also present in the ratio of 1:1, let me say 40 kg mole of A, 40 kg mole of B, 20 kg mole inert. I can say this fresh feed F is containing 20 kg moles of A, 40 kg moles of B, 40 kg mole of A, 40 kg mole of B, and 20 kg mole of inert. Then I can say that the fresh feed is containing A, B, and C, right? So I can say that if they are present in stoichiometric ratio, then the recycle stream and in this purge stream as well as in the product stream or in this gross, we can say what is this gross product stream. In all these places, the composition of they will be this A and B will be alone. If you consider the mole fraction, the ratio of A and B, they will be present in the same composition. Okay, so the same ratio they will be present in G, P, and R. That is the third point I was telling you. What is that? A and B are present in stoichiometric ratio in the feed. Then G, P, and R will have A and B in same ratio. That is unreacted A and B. Unreacted A and B in this G, P, and R will be present in the same ratio. I'm not saying same amount. Okay, it will be present in the same ratio. Okay, they are in 1:2 ratio, mean G, R, and P also will have A and B, unreacted A and B in the same ratio. That point we have seen. So this will help us to solve this problem. Now you can see here, this is the block diagram which I have made for our ready reference. So if you have a reactor where the reaction is taking place, we have a fresh feed stream. Let us have a fresh feed stream. It will contain the reactant. Fresh feed stream is the fresh rate at which the feed is entering the system, and we have a recycle stream. So we have this fresh feed and the recycle stream will be mixed together to form this. This is not a big vessel. It may be simply done in a mixing pipe itself, right? So this I am representing it as a unit operation separately, so that for understanding. Okay, so this is getting mixed. So we have a gross feed or mixed feed which is entering the reactor. Okay. So we have gross feed or mixed feed which is entering the reactor, and we have the product formation. So here the reactants are entering. So what we have is the reaction taking place at a particular temperature and pressure. Whatever be in reaction, site reaction, desired product, undesired product, yield, selectivity, all are only within this reactor. Okay, so whatever is happening. So across this there is single pass conversion. In a single pass, what is the conversion rate? Okay, so we have a gross product coming out of this reactor, and we have a splitter where a portion is sent back as recycle stream and the product stream. Remember, this splitter is optional. If this feed is containing inert, in that case only this splitter will be additional splitter where it is a portion is purged out will be present. Okay, so it is simply a splitter. There is no reaction or anything taking place. So the composition is of here, composition here, here, and here will be the same. So here it may change because if they say that it is pure product is leaving, in that case this may not be present. Okay, otherwise the composition of A, B, or all the composition is going to be the same here. Amount may be varying, but whatever, if it is 100 kg, let me say 100 kg mole is coming out here, 20 kg mole is taken out as a fresh product, then it is going to be 80. Out of 80, if 60 is in here, only 20 will be withdrawn as purging. So this material balance across each unit is applicable. Okay. Now let us define the terms. Let fresh feed stream enter, because remember, whenever a chemical reaction is involved, we prefer to use a basis of moles per hour. Okay, so it is a continuous operation. We can say in terms of moles per hour, we can define feed flow rate as F kg moles of R. A simply written mole you can have in kg moles or gram moles or pound moles according to your convenience. Okay, so we will use kg moles per hour or moles per hour. You can say F kg moles per hour to mixed feed moles per hour, gross feed, and G refers to product, gross product moles per hour, that is coming out of the reactor, which is G, and let N be the net product stream, that is the withdrawal stream out of the reactor. If you consider it to be total combined unit, there is one fresh feed, there are only two outputs. One is product stream, that product is called net product. Okay, so net product stream, and then we have purge stream. So here certain portion, if inert is present in the feed, then we talk about this purge stream, which I have explained in two lectures, previous lecture as well as this lecture. First 20 minutes I have spent on explaining all these steps, right? So we have purge stream also in moles per hour. Let us uniformly follow same number so that you don't get confused with the terminal symbols. If we are free to use anything if we are not showing to anybody else, but if we are representing, let us use the common term for understanding where we make mistakes, right? F equal to fresh feed, M is mixed feed, G is gross product, N is net product, R is recycle stream, P is purge stream. Okay, so we can say the composition of all the streams also, right? This fresh feed will not contain the product, obviously, right? So A and B will be there. There may be inert presence. Inert may be present or may not present. But if it is a two, I am just considering a system here. Okay, I have considered a reaction of 2A plus B kind of thing. I have a reaction 2A plus B giving product. So in that case, there will be reactant A and B present in the feed. Okay, A and B present in the feed, and this feed may contain some, it may not be pure A, pure B, no. So in that case, that it may contain some amount of inert. So the composition may be given. The mole fractions can be written as XAF, XBF, and XIF. Okay, similarly, we will have a mixed feed, which can be written as the composition is XA in M, XB in the M stream, composition of inert is Xi in mixed stream. And here also the product, let me say this product is C, I will have C here. So what is the composition? Xc in the gross product, Xa in the gross product. What is this? This is unreacted A. What is this B? It is Xb into G. This is the unreacted B. So composition of inert is going to be Xi into G. Okay. So this will be present in the system. So remember, when there is more than one product, let me say the product is C plus D, you are going to have the product also. So simply we can say this as products. What are the products formed? It's not product stream I am talking about. Product formed in the reaction. So remember, this composition is going to be the, it is, let me say Xcg will be equal to Xr really. So here also I can write the composition as Xc in the R recycle stream, Xa in the R recycle, Xa in recycle stream, Xb in R, you can say Xi in R. Here also I can write the compositions like that, right? I can say Xc in P, Xa in P, Xb in P, and importantly Xi in P. Remember, this is what we were talking about. This material balance of what is the balance of inert balance? XIF into F is equal to XIP into P. That's what I was telling. That is one of the way to start solving the problem. Okay, if this F composition and M composition is also given, we can easily to find out this using this data. We can find out the composition of R. That is one type of problem. If product stream composition is given, we should know the composition is going to be this amount will be different. Let me say here it is amount of A is not equal to amount of A in R. I am not telling that. I am telling you the fraction of A present in this G is equal to fraction of A present in R and equal to fraction of A present in P, fraction of A present in N. Okay. So these are mole fractions. So mole fractions may summarily differ. Mole fraction will remain the same in the G, R, and P. Okay, the composition of G is equal to composition of R and composition of P, provided this acts as only a splitter, not involving any unit operation. Some unit operation kind of, if it is a distillation column kind of thing, it won't, this product will not have the same composition as that of this, right? That way it is simply a splitter. In that case, you have same composition. If it is not a splitter, if it is a unit operation kind of thing, membrane filtration or distillation or extraction or absorption, then your product stream may not have the same composition. And if it is a simple splitter, then this composition is of G equal to composition of N equal to composition of R, and when P is also present, that also will have same composition. But mostly when purging is done, this okay. Now I will ask you one very good question here. What will happen to the overall conversion if purging stream is introduced? If there is no purging stream, and with purging stream and without purging stream, what is the effect of it on overall conversion? Can you answer that? Will you answer what happens to the overall conversion when purging stream is there and when purging stream is not there? So for that, what we should think about is, when there is no purging stream, overall input of A, amount of A entering in the fresh feed, amount of A present in the net product. Because overall conversion is defined that way only, no? It depends upon the fresh feed and the net product. So the amount of A in net product, amount of A in fresh feed is going to be deciding the overall conversion. But when there is a P introduced, what happens to your A content in the product? A content in the product, what will happen? The amount of A, because there will be additionally purging stream also will contain certain amount of A, right? So when the purging streams contain such an amount of A, there will be change in this amount of A in the product stream, right? So that way there may be change in overall conversion. Understood? Okay. Let us start solving some numericals now. Okay. Let us solve this gate problem. So this is about a recycle stream. It's not involving any purging stream. So in this problem, what is the flow rates are given. It's not data. It's only symbols. It's how it is represented. The flow rates are given. Its mole fraction are given. We are asked to find what is the overall fractional conversion and single pass conversion. Okay, so we just go through the question. The reactant M is converted into product N. The reactant M is converted into product N in the presence of a catalyst in a fixed bed reactor. So we have a fixed bed reactor in which a catalyst A is present, and we have a reactant M entering the system, and product N is formed in the presence of this catalyst A. Okay, so the flow rates are given. So we have a fresh feed. It is mentioned F is the flow rate of fresh feed, XF is the mole fraction of reactant M in the feed, and the mixed feed is given G, and it's the mole fraction of reactant M in the feed is, in this gross feed is Xg. And similarly we have a product stream, gross product stream, which is given as flow rate H, and the mass fraction, the mole fraction of reactant M in this gross product is XH, X subscript H. And we have a net product stream where we have a net product stream where P is the flow rate, and the mole fraction of P, mole fraction of reactant M in this product stream, net product stream P is XP, X subscript P. And we have a recycle stream where R is the flow rate, and the mole fraction of reactant M in this recycle stream is given as X subscript R. So this is the data given. Here what you are asked to write is, what is the overall fractional conversion and what is the single pass conversion. Okay, so let us solve this problem. Okay, there are 4 choices given. Here we have 4 answers are given. So before looking into the answer, let us write the what is overall conversion. Okay, so that is the best way to solve the problem. So what is overall conversion? What is the formula? Overall conversion formula is the amount of reactant in fresh feed minus amount of reactant. In this case, what is our reactant? M is giving N, A is the catalyst. Okay, so the amount of reactant in net product divided by the amount of reactant in fresh feed. So this is the formula we know. Okay, so in the all the fractions are given, right? It is given that fresh feed is F, XF is the mole fraction, right? We are going to consider for overall conversion. We don't consider bother about what is the internal things, right? So overall we have net product. Okay, and it is given that it is the flow rate is P and the mole fraction is XP. So what is the amount of reactant in the fresh feed? The amount of reactant in the fresh feed is equal to XF into F. So this is the amount of this one. This let it be A. This is XF into F. And what is the amount of reactant M in the net product? It is XP into P. Okay, this is nothing but B here. So what we have formula is A minus B by A, where A is XF into F minus XP into P divided by XF into F. Okay, so that is there in the given options. We'll check. So in the given option, you check XF into F minus XP into P divided by XF into F. So XF into F minus XP into P by XF into F. So what is the correct answer? Option D is the correct answer. So this is just to check the definition. Okay, this is not numerical to solve. This is only about checking your definition, whether we know the definition of overall fraction conversion or not. Instead of directly asking what is the overall fraction conversion, they have defined you all the individual terms and right. So what is the additional question here? What is the single pass conversion? So for single pass conversion, what do we bother? We bother only about what is happening in and out of the reactor, right? So what is the reactor? If inlet to the reactor stream, that is given as G, and the mole fraction reaction is again M is giving N, right? In presence of catalyst A. So this is the composition given, and it is given that H into XH. So can we write what is single pass conversion? Single pass conversion is equal to what is entering G into XG, right? It is the amount of, I'll write the definition, amount of reactant entering the reactor minus amount of reactant leaving the reactor divided by amount of reactant entering the reactor. Already I use the AB terms, right? And let me use like this is C and this is D and again it is C. Then let us write what is the amount of reactant here. Amount of reactant M is equal to Xg into G. Okay, Xg into G. So what is the amount of reactant M here? Amount of reactant M is equal to Xs into H. Okay, so we can write the answer then. What is the C? So this is C, then this is D. So our formula is C minus D by C, which is equal to C is amount of G, which is Xg into G minus XH into H divided by Xg into G. So this is the answer for single pass conversion. Single pass conversion. Okay, so if values are given also, this is only formal symbols given, we have written only symbol, but if data is given, we will be able to substitute them in this formula to get the equations. Okay, so that is the answer for this gate question. So let us solve another gate problem. So here a reactant, there are two reactants in the feed stream. It forms a product. Okay, so it is mentioned that purge stream, it is involving purge stream, and recycle stream constraint is given that it can only have certain percentage of impurity. Here we have two reactants, it has inert and we have a purge stream, and data given is recycle stream has certain percentage of impurities is mentioned. And another important observation in this given data is feed is containing A and B in stoichiometric ratio, because stoichiometric ratio is 1:1. From the data given itself, it is given that they are present in 1:1 ratio, that is 49 moles each. If we consider a 100 moles of feed, okay, there will be 2 moles of inert, because it is mentioned 2% is impurities. Okay, it is easy to solve the problem. There are two questions. Okay, just go through the question yourself. Two elemental gases A and B are reacting to form a liquid C in a steady state process as per the reaction. A plus B gives C is the reaction. The single pass conversion of the reaction is only 20%, and hence recycle is used. The product is separated completely in the pure form. Here we have to note another point is product is pure form. Okay, that is pure C is leaving as the net product. So what is the amount of A in the net product? 0. Then we can think about what is the overall conversion. It is 0. That means 100% overall conversion, right? So as per the definition. So that is not as clear, however. Here we will focus. The product is separated completely in pure form. The fresh feed has 49 mole percentage of A and B each, along with 2 mole percent impurities. The maximum allowable impurities in the recycle stream is 20 mole percent. First part is determine the amount of purge streams in moles per 100 moles of fresh feed, or you can even say what is the percentage of purge stream with respect to feed stream. Okay. The second part is find the R by F ratio also. Okay, what is the amount of R? Once we find the R amount, we can divide by feed. Feed we are going to take basis, right? So that way this problem can be solved. Okay. So first we should make a diagram. So we have a feed stream. So we have a reactor. We have a mixer. We have fresh feed. We have grass feed. We have grass product. And we have net product. We have a purge stream. And we have a recycle stream. So these are the given, and in this it is given that A is, let us take a basis of feed F equal to 100 moles, and in that case the composition of the feed is also given 49% A, 49% B. So if our feed is 100, then the amount of A is equal to 49 moles, amount of B is equal to 49 moles, and the amount of inert I equal to 2%, so that is 2 moles. Okay, so let it be XIF. No, XIF is 0.02. The amount of inert is 2 moles. These are amounts, right? Similarly, we have purge stream. Let it be P. Let it be R. Then XI in R is given as maximum percentage is given as 20%. Therefore, mole fraction is 0.2. So let it be Xi in the P. Xi in the P. So if we should, what we should know is the composition of the inert will not get changed here, right? Because whatever is the stream inlet to this separator, so this XIR will be same here, means 20, means here also XIP is same. So that is the point we should know, important point. Whatever is the composition in R, same will be the composition in purging. Therefore, XIP equal to, therefore, XIP is equal to 0.2. Now you have XIF, you have F value, then we can find out what is the P value. Therefore, P value is equal to, let us do the material balance for inert. Individual material balance for inert. What do you have? XIF into F is equal to XIP into P. Here P is the only unknown. We can find out what is P. Okay. So we have, what is it? XIF into F is equal to XIP into P, inert balance for impurities. So it is given that this amount we have already calculated, 2 moles equal to, this is also given 0.2 into P. Therefore, P is equal to 2 divided by 0.2. You can say 20 by 2, which is 10 moles. So we can write the answer for this first part as, question is what is the P by F ratio? P is 10 moles divided by 100 moles. Okay, so we can write in sentence 10 moles of P is produced per 100 moles of feed. That you can write a sentence, or you can present it as percentage of purge is equal to 10 percentage. Purge is 10 percentage of the feed. That way we can represent the answer. Okay, so what is the next part? Next part is what is R by F ratio? What is R by F ratio? Let us consider single pass conversion is given as 20 more. Okay. It is also given that single pass conversion is 20%. To improve it, single pass conversion, so reactants are present in stoichiometric ratio. So the conversion is going to be A is to B ratio. Okay. A and B are in proportion stoichiometric ratio. A and B are present in the stoichiometric ratio that is given, because each are 49 that is 1:1 ratio. So that way whatever is unconverted will be present in the same ratio. Using that concept, this can be solved to find what is the R value. Okay, to find R by F ratio. This is second part. Okay, to find R by F ratio, it is given that single pass conversion is given as 20%, and the feed has A is to be in equal ratio, 1:1 ratio, which is stoichiometric ratio, because it is given A plus B is giving C, 1:1 kg moles. 1 kg mole of A is to 1 kg mole of B is the stoichiometric ratio. In the feed also they are present in 49, which is equivalent to this 1:1. Okay. Now recycle stream is 80%, because single pass conversion is 20 moles means what? It will, the recycle stream will contain 80% of A and B present in the feed, right? So in the feed, how much is this one? What is the amount of A feed? What is the ratio to find out a ratio? Because remember A, B and inerts are present. Okay, A, B and inerts are present in 49 and 2. So while telling that ratio, we have to tell this, what is the proportion we have to represent without this inert. Okay, so that means what is this one ratio? This 49 by 49 plus 49. 49 by 49 plus 49, which is 0.5. That is 50% each, right? A and B are 1:1 ratio, right? 0.5 is to 0.5. So we can say that 1:1 ratio it is present. So directly also you can tell. So excluding this we have to consider. Okay. So excluding the inerts present in the system. So if R also, they will be present in the same ratio. In R also, in R, that is in the recycle stream also, A and B will be present in 1:1 ratio. Okay. So, but the data given is R contains 20% inerts, right? It is given R contains 20% inerts. So, what does that mean? Then A and B are, means total is A and B. Okay. So, A and B, if I say that A and B, it means 80% together. So A and B are present in 80% together and the ratio is 1:1. What is XAR? XAR is equal to half of it, right? They are divided equal percentage. You can say 0.4 is the fraction of A in the recycle stream. 0.4 is the fraction of B in the recycle stream. Then what is the amount of A in R? This is fraction. Then you can tell amount of A in R is equal to 0.4 times R, right? Because R is the flow rate, R moles per second is entering. So 0.4 into R is the amount of A in the stream. Okay. So if you do the material balance for A in the fresh feed and recycle stream. Okay. So what is that? The amount of A in the fresh feed is 49 moles. Amount of A in the R is 0.4 R. Therefore, total amount of A in the mixed stream, that is mixed feed, what you call as grass feed, is equal to 49 plus 0.4 into R. 49 plus 0.4 R. Okay. So this is the total amount of A that is entering the reactor, and out of which 20% only reacted, which means 80% is remains unconverted. 20% only getting. So we can say the exit stream will contain I will say that here, I am writing here. The exit stream from reactor will contain how much reactant. So this will contain how much A. Amount of A in the exit stream. Amount of A in exit stream is equal to 0.8 times 49 plus 0.4 into R. This is because 20% gets reacted in the system. Therefore, the one leaving the reactor will have 80% of this value. Okay. And what happens to this? Whatever is the amount of that is leaving the reactor, whatever is the one that is leaving the reactor, this goes into only two streams. What is that? Because it is pure C, it means that no A, right? So here we have recycle stream, here we have purge stream, which is equal to 10, right? So we don't know what is R, okay, but we know the amount of R in it, right? 49. So here I'll write all the balance for A. It is 49. In this feed, how much amount of R is there? 0.4 times R is the amount of A. So whatever we are writing is A. Okay. In this also, see, remember it is 0.4 R means it is going to be 0.4 P, right? A is going to be 0.4 P, which is 0.4 into 10, which is 4. Okay, moles per R. So 49 moles per R. Here also 0.4 moles per R. Okay. So now with this balance, we can find out the value of R. Shall we see how it is? So whatever is the amount of A, what is the amount of A that is leaving the reactor here? It is 49 plus 0.4 R into 0.8, which we have done here. Amount of A, this is amount of A leaving the reactor. Okay, so this amount is equal to the amount of A. So I will say amount of A exiting the reactor is equal to amount of A in net product I am writing general first. Okay, amount of A in net product plus amount of A in R plus amount of A in purge. But here it is 0 because pure product C is leaving the system, therefore this is not there for us. So we can equate this now. So what I can write, 49 plus 0.4 R into 49 plus 0.4 R into 0.8 is equal to P into 0.4 plus R into 0.4. Okay, so you can simplify to get what is the value of R. P value is known, right? So we can write 4 plus 0.4 R. So here also 0.4 R into 8.8 is there. 49 into 0.8 plus 49 into 0.8 plus 0.32 R equal to this. Simplifying, you will get the value of R moles per R. Please report the value. Okay. So once you find the R value, you can report what is R by F. Okay. So what is the value of R? Simplify and solve it. So what we have taken is 100 moles. Sorry. Feed is 100 moles. R value, what you will get is 500 and you will get 562.5. 562.5. R value is 562.5 moles per hour. Okay. So what is our way? So then you can question is what is R by F ratio? So R by F ratio is equal to 562.5 divided by 100, which is equal to 56. 5.625, right? 100 means okay. 5.625 is the R by F ratio. So that is the answer for this question. Okay. Problem is a very interesting one. Here ammonia formation is the given reaction, that is nitrogen plus hydrogen reacts to form ammonia. Okay, that is N2 plus 3H2 gives 2 ammonia. So that is the reaction. Here yield is given. Yield, what is the yield? It is given that ammonia is pure for ammonia, and it is also given that 0.45 moles of ammonia is formed per moles of fresh feed. Okay, that is one thing given, and the yield of ammonia is given, right? Then flow chart is given. Flow chart for this process along with available composition is also shown in the shown below. That means we have a feed which is having a composition of 75 mole percent hydrogen, 24 mole percent nitrogen, and 1 mole percent inerts. And similarly, recycled composition is also given: 75 mole percent hydrogen, 15 mole percent nitrogen, and 10 mole percent inerts. Total should be 100. You can check it. Okay. So these compositions are given, and we are asked to find out what is the amount of hydrogen lost in the purge divided by amount of hydrogen present in the feed. So that ratio is asked: amount of hydrogen in the purge by amount of hydrogen in the feed is in percentage. So we have to multiply by 100 finally. Okay. So go through the question once. Ammonia is synthesized at 200 bar and 773 Kelvin by the reaction nitrogen plus 3H2 giving 2 ammonia. The yield of ammonia is 0.45 moles per mole of fresh feed. Flow sheet for the process along with the composition is shown below. The single pass conversion for hydrogen in the reactor is 20%. Question. There are two questions. First part is The amount of hydrogen lost in the purge as a percentage of hydrogen in the fresh feed is, there are four options: 45%, 55%, 20% and 10%. Let us solve it and see whether our answer is matching with one of the option. And second part is, assume the yield is not given. So yield was given, right, 0.45. So assume yield is not given. Find the value of R by F ratio. Find the value of R by F ratio and determine the yield of ammonia. Okay, so the diagram is given. Go through the diagram. Read the problem once again. We can try to solve this problem. Okay. So in this problem, we have a block diagram where fresh stream composition is given as 75 mole percent hydrogen, 24 mole percent nitrogen and 1 mole percent inert. And it is also given that recycled stream is containing 75 mole percent hydrogen, 15 mole percent nitrogen and 10 mole percent inert. So here one point what we should know is, let us write the given data first. Okay, first we will write the given data. What are the data that are given? Please let us write down the given data. So what are the data given here? Here some, we have to take a basis. We can take a basis. Okay. So the temperature and pressure are given. So we may not be using those data, but however I'll write that given data here. So pressure is given to be 200 bar. Temperature is given to be 773 Kelvin. Okay. A basis is given. Let us take a basis of 100 moles feed. So then we have amount of feed, right? So the amount of feed is, out of 100 kg mole, composition is given. Accordingly, we will have 75 moles of A, 24 moles of nitrogen, that is hydrogen first, right? 75 moles of hydrogen, 24 moles of nitrogen and 1 mole of inert. So we have the amount of inert present in the feed. Okay, so now we will go to this diagram. So it is given that recycled composition is given, means we have in this diagram, we have this recycled composition is given as 75, 15 and 10, right? So what will be happen to this purge stream and the one that is coming here? So they also will have same 75 mole percent, 15 mole percent and 10 mole percent inert. Okay. So what about this stream that is coming out of the separator? That also will have 75 mole percent hydrogen, 15 mole percent nitrogen and 10 mole percent inert. That you should know. Okay. So that's what I have written there. So all these three streams will have same composition. Actually here also, here and here it is not the same, because we are not sending the same product here. Here pure ammonia is going. Therefore some unit operation is taking place there. That's why these two composition won't match right now. Okay. So we have written the given data. So what is that? Purge composition is given. We can tell that purge composition is this. Okay, recycle composition is given. Therefore, it is equal to purge composition also. So we can say purge composition is 75 mole percent hydrogen, 15 mole percent nitrogen, and 10 mole percent inerts. Right. So what we can do is, inert balance. If we write the inert balance in the feed and purge, if you write the inert balance in the purge and feed, what is the equation here? We have in F. Okay, let me choose the pen. So if we write the inert balance in the feed and purge, we know the amount of inert in the feed is equal to amount of inert in the purge, right? So that is, mole fractions are given, xi in the feed and the mole fraction here is xi in the purge. Okay, so total amount is F. F is the total amount and P is the total flow rate, right? F 100 moles we had, right? We had 100 moles. We don't know what is P, right? But now we are writing this. What is the amount of inert in the feed, fresh feed? That is XIF into F is equal to XIP into P. So now we have this composition. We have this composition also. So what are they? So we have feed containing 75 percentage. So that is 0.75. Oh, sorry, this is A. We have inert composition is 1 percentage, 0.01. And what is the inert composition? It is 10 percentage. So here it is 1 percentage. Here it is 10 percentage, 0.10. So we can say 0.01 into 100. Already we calculated it to be 1, right? Equal to 0.10 into P. Okay. So that way, this is nothing but 1 equal to 0.1 P. So which will give us P value. What is the P value? 1 by 0.10 is 10. So we get P moles. How much is 10 moles. So we get P value right now. Okay. So once we have P value, we have its composition also, right? So we have determined P value right now. Can you find out amount of hydrogen in the purge? What is the amount of hydrogen in the purge? It is given 7 purge composition we have, right? Purge composition as H2 75 percentage. So amount of hydrogen in the purge is equal to 0.75 into P, which is equal to 0.75 into, we have determined P to be 10 moles. Okay, so therefore 0.75 into 10 is equal to 7.5 moles of hydrogen, right? So we have mole equal to 7.5 moles of hydrogen. So we can write out what is the answer. What is the amount of hydrogen lost in the purge is 7.5 moles. The question asked is amount of hydrogen lost in the purge by amount of hydrogen in the fresh feed. What is the amount of hydrogen in the fresh feed? Composition is given. We have determined also in the given data. What is that? Feed composition we wrote. So we have determined here feed contains 75 kg moles of hydrogen, right? So that way we have hydrogen in the feed is 75 moles, and the amount of hydrogen in the purge stream, that is the amount of hydrogen lost in this purge stream, is 7.5 moles. We can write out what is the when. And the question, I told you there are 4 options including percentage. They were represented in percentage. So you can say into 100 gives us percentage. Okay. So what we get is 10 percentage as the answer. So this is the answer for first part. The ratio of amount of hydrogen lost in the purge and amount of hydrogen in the fresh feed as percentage is 10 percentage. So the option which is showing 10 percentage is the correct answer. Okay. So if you're moving on to the second part, so for to consider the second part, we have to consider the mole ratio of things. We have to find R by F ratio, right? So to solving that second part, to find R by F ratio, what we have to consider is what is the reaction taking place. So what is the reaction taking place? And in the reaction taking place is nitrogen plus 3 water hydrogen gives us, it's a reversible reaction, ammonia. Okay, 2 3s are 6, 3 2s are 6. Okay, so this is the reaction that is taking place in our system. So we have kg mole ratio is 1:3. That is 1 kg mole of nitrogen will react with 3 kg mole of hydrogen to form this product, right? But what it is given? It is given that feed is containing 75 moles of A and 24 moles of B. So what we have considered to be A and B, hydrogen and ammonia, right? So 75 moles of A is present in the feed. Okay, so this is data we have, feed composition we have. Okay, so the feed is having, what is the ratio they are in there? 25 into 5 means they are perfectly in stoichiometric ratio, but here it is not there in stoichiometric ratio. But you can assume what is recycle ratio. Let R be the recycle ratio. Let R moles is the recycle. R moles is the recycle. If you apply the hydrogen balance, what is the hydrogen balance? 75 moles of A is present in the feed. 75 moles of hydrogen in fresh feed, and R composition is also given, that also contains 75 mole percentage of hydrogen, right? So 75 mole percentage of this one plus it is containing means then X of hydrogen is 0.75. So we can say 0.75 into R. So this is the amount of, this is the hydrogen balance we are applying. Okay. So and it is given that single pass conversion is on 20 percentage. So we have 75 plus 0.75 R, right? And it is given single pass conversion is 20 percentage only. So what is the amount of hydrogen that will be present in the stream that is leaving the system, that is gross product stream? Hydrogen will be 80 percentage of what is entering in the mixed stream. Okay. So we have 75 plus 0.75 R is the amount of hydrogen in mixed feed, or also called as grass feed, right? So we have 75 plus 0.75 R entering the reactor. If I say this is the reactor, so this is the grass product, grass feed. So this is the amount, and it is given that single pass conversion is equal to 20 percentage. Okay, so that means amount of A, whatever is available, only 20% gets converted into product. So remaining, what is the amount of hydrogen in the grass product? It is 80 percentage of the amount of hydrogen present in the feed. So I can say hydrogen, the amount of hydrogen leaving, the amount of hydrogen leaving the reactor is equal to 0.8 times what is the amount entering, that is 75 plus 0.75 R. Okay, and this is equal to, remember we have a reactor system and something is coming out, and out of which we have something, and this is equal to whatever is the amount that is present in the recycle stream plus purge stream. Understood? This is your grass product that is coming. We have a separator, we have pure product formed. Yes, the net product. Your net product is pure product. That means A amount of A in this system is 0, right? We have the amount of A in the system is 0. Therefore, whatever is the amount of A in R, this is now what we have is, this is the term amount of A. Amount of A in this reactor we have, means the stream that is leaving the reactor we have. Okay, this is reactor. Okay, so this should be equal to amount of A in R plus amount of A in P. Understood? I can say amount of A in R, this should be equal to amount of A in R so we can solving that equation, we will get R value. Okay, so how to solve this? So this should be equal to, I'll say this should be equal to amount of A in R plus amount of A in P. Okay, so amount of A in R is 0.75 into R plus amount of A in P is 10 value 10, and it also contains this one, which is 7.5. Okay, 7.5 plus this one, and this is equal to this. term is equal to this, and we have only one unknown called r in the both sides. We can simplify to get what is the r value. So I'll write here. So this is equal to this. That means we have 75 plus 0.75 r into 0.8 is equal to 0.75 r plus 7.5. Simplifying, r equal to this much moles. Please determine the r value. You will get r value to be 350 moles. Okay. And you can now, once r value is determined, f value we have already assumed, right? So you can find out what is the r by f ratio. R value is 350. Feed we have assumed to be 10, right? So we will get the r by f ratio to be 3.5. Okay. So now we have to find the yield. How to find the yield? What is yield? Amount of ammonia in net product divided by fresh feed. That's how it is defined in the question, right? Fresh feed. Okay. So we can find the yield. Fresh feed is whatever it is. Now we have the reaction. So for that we should consider the reaction that is taking place. N2 plus 3H2 will react to, it is a reversible reaction to ammonia, right? So what is the mole ratios in which hydrogen with ammonia ratio? 3 kg mole of hydrogen will form 2 kg mole of ammonia. I hope there is no doubt in this. So what is the meaning of that? For how much kg mole? What is the ratio in which it has reacted? That is 1. If there is 1 kg mole, there will be 2 by 3 kg mole of ammonia form. So I can say for 1 kg mole of for every 1 kg mole of hydrogen, there is 2/3 of kg mole of ammonia formation is there. Okay. So we have amount of hydrogen reacted here. What is the amount of hydrogen reacted is 20% of the hydrogen that is entering. I can say that amount of, because we should know this amount of hydrogen actually reacted, so that we will know what is the actual amount of ammonia formed, right? So amount of hydrogen reacted is equal to only 20% of what is the amount of hydrogen entering reactor. I can say amount of hydrogen in grass feed or mixed feed, right? So this, for this value we have, what is that? Fresh feed has 75, right? We have fresh feed having 75 plus recycled stream having 0.75. Already we have calculated the r value also, right? R value is 350. So you can say this is equal to 0.20 into this into r. So you can substitute the value of r, which is 0.2 into 75 plus 0.75 into 350. R value we have determined, right? So this simplification will give you this much kg moles. The amount of hydrogen reacted is equal to 67.5 moles. Okay, now we can find out amount of ammonia formed. The amount of ammonia formed is equal to, the amount of ammonia formed is 2/3, right? For 1 kg mole, for 1 kg mole there is 2 by 3 kg mole of ammonia formation. Therefore for this 67.5 kg mole of hydrogen, 67.5 moles of hydrogen will form. So we can write from this equivalent here. 1:2/3 ratio. What is for 67.5? Hydrogen is to ammonia formation ratio. Okay. So for 65.5, what is the value? So 67.5 into 2/3 divided by 1, we will get the answer. So which will come out to be 45 is the amount of ammonia formed. 45 moles is the amount of ammonia formed. Then we can say what is the yield. Yield is equal to amount of ammonia formed, which is 45, divided by fresh feed, and in terms of percentage you can say multiply by 100. We get 45% is the yield of ammonia. Okay, yield of ammonia. So that is our answer. Yield equal to ammonia formed by fresh feed, which is 45 by 100, which is 45%. So that is our answer. So R by F ratio is 3.5 and yield of ammonia is 45%. That is the answer for second part. For first part, we have found out the what is purging percentage or hydrogen lost by amount of hydrogen in the feed, which is 10%. So that is the answer for these two parts. Okay. In this lecture, we have solved a few numericals, particularly gate questions have been solved. Thank you for joining my classroom. If you have any doubts, please contact me. And we will solve some more numericals in the next lecture. Thank you for joining my classroom.